Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excited because we're bringing back Dear John letters today. We got an awesome letter to get things started.
I love Dear John. I've missed Dear John letters.
I have too. You know, there's things that I miss about it and there's things that I don't because I always got to come up with a response. You know, some people are asking for things like I already got some pretty
come up
serious
with
stuff.
a response?
But
I just do it off like instantly.
But I know
Whatever
I
comes
do.
to my mind.
I understand that, but I want to make sure that we lead people down the right path. I don't want to send somebody astray.
No fun.
This is probably why I got rid of Dear John letters before. Hey, if you add up the distance of all of Mark McGwire's season home runs, all 70 of his home runs that he had in one season, that would be like him, if you took added all those up, it'd be like him hitting a ball over Mount Everest.
Oh.
That's a long way. It's a pretty big deal. And speaking of interesting things, the Hearst Company estimates that their Jaws of Life tool has saved over 800,000 lives over the last 30 years. That is very cool. Very, very cool. A lot of fun stuff to get to on this Thursday edition of the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Thursday, January the 19th. Today is Popcorn Day.
Ah.
Now it says alternate date, Super Bowl Sunday. So on Super Bowl Sunday, that's also Popcorn Day.
I love popcorn.
So apparently there's 2 popcorn days. Hey, it's also World Day of Migrant and Refugees. It is Thank Your Mentor Day. Didn't we just have?
I think we did.
What was it the other day? Was it Mentoring Day?
Maybe it wasn't it was just Mentor Day.
Yeah,
I
so
think.
today's
now
the
it's the day you thank your mentor.
Hey, thank you for getting together with me last week. Today's Tin Can Day, and it's Robert E. Lee Day. Of all of these, the one that I'm going to celebrate, Popcorn Day. Because at our home, we have a popcorn machine, and I have not used that for like a month now.
It's been a while.
It has been. And then the last time I used it...
It seems like when we use it, though, nobody eats it, and then it just sits there.
For a while, our daughter was bringing friends over, and they were watching movies and stuff, so they would always eat it. And then I'd make more, and then they'd eat that too. And now she hasn't had them over. Well, they've been over, but they haven't been down watching movies. So one of these days, going to have those kids come eat some popcorn. Coming up, we've got a lot of special things to chat about on this Thursday edition of the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
It's a new year and many have made resolutions. Have you? If your resolution is to quit smoking, I want to help. This is one of the biggest resolutions every year. I met a hypnotist that's been able to help people with this one. He can send you a Stop Smoking Hypnosis CD program that you just listen to, and it's designed to help you quit smoking. It's available at a discount for our listeners right now at radiosavings.com. Get the tobacco-free CD program for just $40. That offer is available right now at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. Would you like to have a degree in retail?
Why would you need a degree in retail?
I don't know. They're saying the reading, writing, arithmetic are the 3 R's. Now it's reading, writing, arithmetic, and retail. So there's 4 of them. Glasgow, Caledonia University in Scotland, offering a new class to their students called Shopping 101. They even have a professor of retailing. That is Professor Christopher Moore. He says the department will examine how consumers select products and how they interact with each other and with staff. Shopping is not just about going into a store. It's about the whole gamut of human nature. What you buy says a lot about who you are and who you want to be, says Professor Moore. Here's the thing that I think is funny about my beautiful wife over here. I don't even know if you do this, because there are some people out there, they'll go out of their way to buy something that's expensive because it says a lot about who they are.
That's not me.
Now, my wife, on the other hand, she'll go out of her way to find something that's nice, but she buys it on a discount. And then people will say, "Oh, wow, that's beautiful." Like, what was the purse? What kind of purse was that you had?
It's a Coach.
Oh, wow, is that a Coach purse? And she's like, "Yeah, I got it for $7." Wait a minute. Most people carry that because they want to go, look at me. I have a Coach purse. Maybe it wasn't 7. How much was it?
I think it was like 20 is all,
Yeah.
but I still.
So look at that. I got it for $20. She is so proud of the discounts that she can get.
And you hate that. You hate it when I tell people. You're like, Don't tell
I just think it's ridiculous that it even comes up because they don't ask. Now, if they say, wow, was that expensive? Then you can say, well, yeah, but I bought it at a discount. But I just think it's, I don't know. I don't want to say it's rude, but it just seems.
It's not rude.
Why
is it rude?
I don't know. It just seems weird. I don't know. But I used to have a friend that everything that he had $1. Oh, these are my $80 shoes.
Well, yeah.
And these are my.
I'm the exact opposite.
I know it is, but it bothered me when he did it, and it bothers me when you do it too. So
but I don't
stop.
say this was expensive.
I understand. It's like, oh, I got it at a discount. Yeah, I got that. Those chips you're eating in there. Those are stale. I bought them on a.
They were in the clearance bin.
Clearance bin.
I'm not that bad.
Everybody eat those donuts quick. They expire in 4 hours. All right. Coming up, we have your brain on drugs. And this thing here, this whole retail shopping thing, you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain. And this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
now your brain on drugs. No, that's not how I say it. What do I usually say? That's what I say.
Is your brain
Let's
on
pretend
drugs.
like I said that. This is your brain on drugs. We're heading to Alaska here. Police there have a 38-year-old man in custody for accepting gift cards for payment for crack cocaine.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
whatever
And
you got
prescription
to do.
drugs. Police Captain Marty Bruce, a spokesperson there, says the man was arrested and charged with possession of a controlled substance. Bruce said officers executed a search warrant at the man's house. They seized some crack cocaine, some Xanax pills, $899 cash, and $175 in gift cards. Like, hey, it's, Christmas, I got this gift card. I really could go for some Xanax. I'll just swap you. How's that sound?
Wonder if they accepted those for his bail.
I have no idea.
Can
I doubt it.
use these gift cards?
I have a Amazon card. Does that work? No? You guys take iTunes cards? No? Let me see what else I have in the deck. I have a stack of cards here. So Xanax pills, $899 cash, and $175 in gift cards. Coming up, we've got your moment of duh.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. At Wendy's, they always used to say, where's the beef? Well, they were saying, where's all the money? This is what happened. The person at a Sacramento, California Wendy's, for some reason, had $12,000 of the restaurant's money stuffed in a food paper bag, and it got stuck in with somebody's order.
Ooh.
Accidentally given to the customer instead of their hamburger order. The customer has disappeared with the money.
Well, of course they
So-
did. Jeez.
$12,000?
Oh, man.
Wowzers.
Somebody lost their
the
job.
cash? Well, yeah, you'd probably think so. Now you have to sit and think, was that an accomplice? Did they put it in
Right?
that
Did they
person's
give it
order
to
on
a friend?
purpose? You gonna meet up later and split it up? I don't know. That is just that's a lot of money, and you'd think that there'd be a way to track it down. I'm assuming the person must have paid with cash. Otherwise, there'd be a way to just say, well,
Right.
we can check their. But
Yeah,
if you
get their
drove
debit
away
card and-
from Wendy's and they had given you $12,000, wouldn't you think you'd go back? I would. I know for a fact I would.
I know you would.
Would you?
I would struggle. I would have a dilemma
Yeah.
on my hands.
Oh, Heidi. Just you have a choice. to
Imagine
do-
how many $20 purses I could buy.
I'm just saying, you have a choice to do the right thing or the wrong thing. Choose the right thing every time, and you're going to feel good about that.
I would probably go back, but it would be
you'd go
really
back.
hard to hand it back.
I'd make
to
you
them.
go back. All right, we've got your scoop of the day on the way, and Dear John letters before you know it on the John and Heidi Show.
The scoop of the day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your scoop of the day. Experts at the Johns Hopkins Medical School say the meters on treadmills that say how many calories you're burning could be off by as much as 15% because they calculate them based on the average person's body type. So depending on if you're, above average or below average. But I thought, and the ones that I've used, you have to punch in your own statistics. How much do you weigh?
Oh, I've
How much
never had to do that. You just get on, you push start, and it starts calculating.
Well, the ones that I use at a fitness center are usually a little more high tech than that. So, hey,
Well, la-di-da.
yeah, it was the fitness center. You can hit start. I mean, if you're a peasant, but you could also go through and punch in all the stuff. That did kind of sound like I was talking about you. I just want to make sure people didn't think I had one of those at my house. I don't have that. I ain't got no treadmill. Hey, an Australian university study found that DVD screens in cars are dangerous because they distract.
Well, of course they are.
But they're saying even the ones in the headrest behind the driver because they distract drivers behind you. I've actually noticed that before. Because when we driving along, I'm like, what movie are they watching up there? I've done it before.
I know you have.
I was like,
I've been in the car
what does
with
that
you.
look like? Is it?
And I'm like, watch the road.
I think that's Lion King. What are we? Oh, this is a good scene coming up. You're like, you missed our exit 2 miles ago. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Hey, speaking of movies, the new Cars 3 trailer is online. I've got a link to that video on our Facebook page, by the way. Here's the thing. I didn't even know there was a Cars 2.
Oh, yeah.
Did we see it? Did we watch Cars 2?
I didn't like the first Cars, so I didn't
thought it
bother
was
watching.
good.
You did?
Yeah, it was good. Now I got to catch up and watch Cars 2. Otherwise, I'm going to be way lost on Cars 3.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing I found out. That they're like up to 4 on Shrek. I've only seen the first one. I've missed all of the other Shreks.
We saw
I didn't.
3. All
Here's
3
the
of
thing.
them.
Yeah, our family watched them, but I fall asleep during movies. So you guys started it. I fell asleep, and then I woke up when it was
That's
done.
your problem.
I know it is. Folks, you might dread turning 40, but you should cheer up. The half-century mark appears to be the perfect age. This is according to a Harris poll. When asked what age would you most likely stay if you could stop time and live in good health forever, 50 was the resounding response from both young people and old people. Why is 50 so special? Those with fine lines and streaks of silver seem to be more prominent at this time of life, while those also tend to be more, there tends to be more life stability at that time. Most people earn the highest paychecks in their entire career in their 50s. In addition, children are grown up and might even have some, kids of their own, so you'd have some grandbabies, which allows more free time for you to do whatever you want to do, lazy Saturdays, whatever, traveling, exotic vacations. So they're saying 50 is the age you want to be, so we're striving to that one. Just think, in just a few more years, we'll be that magical age. Mm-hmm. Well, more than a few years. It's a couple of years. What would you say a few is? Is that 2, 3?
I don't know.
A couple is 2. A few is like 3. So we got a couple and a few. You add those together, and we are there. You may be delaying retiring because you can't afford to stop working, but it appears to be a positive effect on your health as well. Could lower your risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. This is from Health Day News. They report research from France. It's the largest study of its kind. For each extra year that retirement was delayed, in the research found there was a 3% reduction in dementia risk. Someone who retired at age 65 had about a 15% lower risk of somebody who retired at 60. Other factors could also be included that could be taken into account. But I think that's kind of fascinating information right there. Coming up, we have a thing that we used to do a long, long time ago. Then we quit doing it, and we're bringing it back. Today is the first day of a new feature called Dear John Letters, and that is on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Radio advertising works. When it's done right, it works even better. There are many things you can do to get a better response, and shouting sale really isn't the best thing, believe it or not. Did you know that when you put words to music, they're 9 times more memorable? If you're trying to get people to remember your company, consider a jingle. We work with one of the very best jingle companies in the business, and we'd love to use music to help you grow your company. Learn more and hear examples at RadioReallyWorks.com. That's RadioReallyWorks.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Hey, take a listen to this. I found the music, Heidi.
Yeah, it's Dear John Letters.
She didn't think I was going to be able to find it. We've got our Dear John Letters. This is the first time we've done this in a long, long time.
It's been a very long time.
And we've got some people listening right now that are going, I've never heard this before. Well, now you have. It's new for you. But we hope that you will enjoy the program, and we also hope that you will send us a Dear John letter for next week. We've got one today that we're going to get to, and if we get a bunch, we'll try to maybe squeeze in a few of them next week. How's that sound?
Okay.
So if you've got a Dear John letter, and then the other thing I want to make sure you know is it's anonymous. We're not going to say who you are.
Right.
I'm going to start with our very first Dear John letter, and I've got it right here. Dear John, I've been single for a long time. I've tried many dating websites, but mainly the free ones. I have met many ladies through these websites, but I have still not found the one. I'm wondering what advice you and Heidi might have for me. I'm in my 40s and I'm ready to settle down. I have a good job. I treat people with respect, but I seem to get dumped on over and over. I'd like to find my Heidi. You two seem very happy together. Where can I go to find my special someone? Signed, Tired of being dumped on. Oh, he wants to find his own Heidi. First of all, I got to say, tired of being dumped on. Stay away from my Heidi. just want to put that out there. But here's the thing. I got to tell you, you're saying that you're utilizing dating websites. Now, we've been married for 17 years. So did they have dating websites before that? Were they around?
I don't even remember. I have no idea.
I don't think if they did.
I think they did.
Did they? I had never used one of those, so I've never utilized the dating website. We've got friends that have utilized those. My concern is you're saying that you're using mainly the free ones. I think maybe that's part of the problem. If you're not willing to make an investment and say, hey, this person matters to me so much that I'm going to make an investment, maybe that's part of the issue. So I don't know how much. I have no idea how much do dating websites cost, Heidi?
Oh, they're usually not too bad. It depends on the ones.
All the ones that you're on. How much are those? Just kidding. She's married. Hopefully, she's not on any.
I'm not any.
But if you if you invest in a dating website that where there's other people investing as well, maybe you're going to find. And I hate to say this because it sounds awful. I'm saying that you're not going to find nice people on the free ones, but I'm saying if that's what you're finding, I'm on the free sites and I'm finding people are not necessarily the right person for me. I keep getting dumped on. Maybe you upgrade and find one that's a little bit better. Now, you're asking where I found my Heidi? Well, believe it or not, you will never believe this, but I actually met this fine woman that sits next to me over here at a bar.
What a shocker.
All the stories and tales we tell of her drinking. Can you believe that I met her at a bar? I can tell you it would be great to, and I don't know if you go to a church, but you can meet a nice young lady at a church as well. So that could be a really cool thing. And again, tired of being dumped on. I hope that's good advice for you. Like I said, I would maybe upgrade and try one of the, we have some friends that were on, what was the one that they were on?
Oh, eHarmony.
Yeah. And that worked out really well for them.
Yeah.
And, so I don't know if that's something that, I don't know how much that stuff costs. This is not a dating website commercial by any means. Just us trying to give good, solid advice. Now, I see Heidi's got a little smirk on her face here. So there was my advice. What's your advice, Heidi? Well,
I actually agree with you with a lot of that the free websites are probably not the way to go. If you're going to be cheap and you're going to be a tight, you can believe me when I say that's what you're going to find are cheap women that most likely, however, will not have a tight. So that's what you're getting when you go on those free sites.
We can say some of that on the radio.
And it most likely will not be your forever someone.
Well, and I think a lot of it has to do with what you're looking for. He's saying he's in his 40s and he's wanting to settle down. I'm sure
if you're serious about it, get serious about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What a good way to put it. If you're
you
serious about it, get serious about it. And again, like I said, I would get involved if you're interested in specific things. Get involved in places where you're going to meet people who might have those same interests, and then just let nature take its course.
There you go. That's right.
The night that I met Heidi, I literally, earlier that day, said, I'm never getting married again. I had just gone through a divorce. I told my younger brother, never getting married again, ever. God has a great way of saying, oh yeah? Really? And he introduced me to somebody that was perfect for me. Now, is Heidi perfect? No. But is she perfect for me? Oh yeah. Am I perfect? No. Am I perfect for her? No. But she puts up with me. It's a nice compromise. So, tired of being dumped on? Hopefully that's some good advice for you. And if you would like to have a letter answered next week, we're going to try to do this on Thursdays, every Thursday at this time. So you can go to facebook.com/John and Heidi Show, and you can see this letter, and you can also send your letter. 100% anonymous, so they're not going to know who you are. So there you go, tired of being dumped on. I hope that's a good answer for you. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
John and Heidi.
When is the last time you changed the air filter on your furnace? Now, don't be embarrassed. That happens to a bunch of us. The furnace filter should be changed often. This will help your heating and cooling system run more efficiently, and it'll even extend the life of your system. Now, there's an easy way to make it happen. Filter Easy, a new subscription service that delivers your size filter right to your door on the schedule you choose. It's easy. Filter Easy. One less thing to worry about. Learn about a special offer available now at radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Mount St. Helens is now taller than it was before it erupted back in the 80s. Lava deposits built up even higher
say.
after the eruption. So there you go. So if you want to ask somebody, hey, was Mount St. Helens taller before it blew its top, or is it taller now? Most people think it was taller before it blew its top. No,
I
it's
wouldn't
taller
think
now.
that because the lava runs down slowly, so it will harden and sit there.
Built up. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The famous Walt Disney logo that looks like his signature, it's not his signature. It bears no resemblance whatsoever to Walt Disney's autograph.
Oh.
I always thought that was his autograph.
Yeah.
Did you?
I don't know. I
always
never
thought it was.
thought much about it.
I thought it was. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The Catholic Church actually has a patron saint exclusively for bricklayers. That's St. Stephen for bricklayers.
I wonder if Jim Henson's signature then that's on all of his stuff is actually his signature. I bet it is because he's not a big fat fraud.
Okay, then. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There's 2 books in the Bible that don't have God mentioned anywhere in the entire book.
Really?
Yeah, the book of Esther and the Song of Solomon book. So both of those never mention God in the entirety of their book.
Are you making those up?
No.
I've not gotten to those.
No, Song of Solomon and
Books.
Esther? Okay, well, you have to check them out. They don't mention God. Couple of fun facts for you right here on a Thursday.
John and Heidi.
This is Richard Lustig, the world's first and only 7-time lottery game grand prize winner. Since I endorsed Lottolicious, I have won something every single draw. They do all the work. You don't have to worry about running to the store to buy your tickets. They take care of all that. So if you're looking for the best way to play the lottery, to give yourself the best chance of winning, go to RadioLottoPool.com and join today. Again, that website is RadioLottoPool.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. We are cruising right through January. It's the 19th, but there are some people out there that are probably still doing their resolutions. Now, we have a resolution to lose some weight, and we've done pretty well, and then not so good, and then pretty well, and then not.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Weekdays, we're pretty.
we do really well.
We're
And then
pretty
the weekends, we're
solid.
like, hey,
Yeah.
you want to go eat a hamburger bigger than my head? Well, if your resolution was to lose weight and you just thought, I have no time to exercise, good news for you. Maybe bad news if you were looking for an excuse to get out, though. Experts say it's easy to sneak some exercise into your regular routine. You don't even need to spend hours at the gym. It could be as easy as squeezing 5 minutes of calisthenics in, like sit-ups or push-ups in the morning, taking a 10-minute walk at lunch, and then pacing while you're talking on the phone, or even marching in place while watching TV. You only imagine how stupid I'm going to look doing some of this. Melina Jampoulos wrote a book, The No Time to Lose Diet, and she's been doing every volunteer activity like coaching at Little League and packing boxes at a food bank, cleaning around the neighborhood. She says all of those things help shed the pounds as well. So that's a good idea to actually help others, because for me personally, here's where I struggle. I don't take time for myself. I never do, ever. But if I'm helping somebody else, if I'm going, hey, I got to go because I need to help this guy, when I'm helping somebody else, if that's helping me, that would be a pretty sneaky way for me to get in a workout. Maybe I should become a what do you call it, a personal trainer? Would somebody hire a fat guy as a personal trainer? So, how long you been a personal trainer? It's my first day. Kind of wondered. Notice you're eating a jelly donut here. Could you finish that before you tell me what to do? I'm just reading it out of a book here.
It's pretty bad when you've got to lick your fingers before you can spot somebody.
Hang on a second. Okay. I need a towel. No, it's not to wipe the sweat off. It's to get the jelly glaze off my hands. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
John and Heidi.
It's a new year, and many have made resolutions. Have you? If your resolution was to lose weight, you're not alone. This is the single biggest resolution every year. And every year, millions of people try, and many fail. I met a hypnotist that's been able to help people with this one. He can send you a weight loss hypnosis program on CD that you just listen to, and it's designed to help you reduce the cravings. It's available at a discount for our listeners right now at radiosavings.com. Get the weight loss CD program for just $50. That offer is available now at radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
Have you ever had fever phobia, Heidi?
No, I don't believe so.
It's when parents notice their child has flushed cheeks and hot to the touch, and they often think, oh no, this is going to be it. This is the one. And a lot of people pediatricians say, fever is the body's normal response to an illness. So it doesn't mean that there's something bad going on. That's how your body fights off infections. So the author of a study, Dr. Janice Sullivan, professor of pediatrics, critical care medicine at the University of Louisville in Kentucky, she says about a third of all visits to the pediatrician are due to fever, usually caused by a bacterial or viral infection. She says most fevers go away fairly quickly and they're benign, and they may actually protect the child. So pain relievers are primarily recommended to help alleviate some of the discomfort, not necessarily to bring the fever down to a certain level. So they're saying the fever, maybe that's not such a bad thing.
I've never really worried.
Yeah.
I was never one of those parents that took my kids to the hospital for
every little thing. Yeah. I remember once our daughter broke her arm and you waited a day. And then on the way there, you said, if it's not broken, I'm breaking it myself. Do you remember this? Mom of the year.
She was such a drama queen. I never knew when
it's like,
she
whatever,
was really
your arm's
hurt.
not broken. Next day, they go, yeah, it's broken. And Heidi's like, do you want to go get some ice cream? She does not let us forget that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
With all the weird ways 911 operators get calls, the last thing we're expecting is a dog to call them. It was man's best friend that turned out to be woman's best friend, I guess. And a lifesaver, an 8-year-old Irish setter named Lyric, called 911 because her owner was in trouble. Her owner, Judy Bailey, suffered an asthma attack and couldn't wake up. After licking the owner's face, failed to revive her, Lyrica got worried and called for help. It's amazing, says Charlene Hall, a dispatcher in New Hampshire. The dog is trained to go over and hit the phone 3 times to get 911, and she barks into the receiver. Lyric is a specially trained medical assistance dog. Emergency workers say that day she saved a life.
Wow.
So
that's impressive.
That is really cool. Our dogs don't know how to call 911. Our dogs don't know anything.
Our dogs wouldn't even come over and lick our face if we were still
They'd be like, finally, that jerk fell over. About time. Been waiting on this for years. All right. So we got a couple of fun things coming up before the program is done. We're going to talk about the TSA, and then we've got some good news before we're done. It's all on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
It's a new year, and many have made resolutions. Have you? If your resolution was to quit drinking or to kick a drug habit, we want to help. Our friends at Keystone can help you determine the best program for your particular needs. This is something that really matters to me. My father was an alcoholic. He lost his battle at age 49. That's just too young. If you're searching for help, I hope my friends at Keystone can help you find the help you're looking for. Call 844-204-1055. That's Keystone, 844-204-1055.
John and Heidi.
The TSA, the Transportation Security Administration. First of all, I have to say this. If you work for the TSA, God bless you. I would not want that job.
Oh, no.
I mean, I just wouldn't. Because, people treat them like dirt. I've been there where people treat them like dirt because they got to take off their shoes and all this stuff. It's not that person's fault. I'm sorry. They are not the ones that came up with the ridiculous rules, I guarantee you. They're just the ones that have to put up with all the people who have to deal with the ridiculous rules.
Right.
But here we have something kind of lighthearted and fun. The TSA is out with their list of the most unusual items ever found at airport checkpoints. This is kind of interesting. This is just from the last year. So these are just the ones from the last 12 months, Heidi.
Okay.
Items on the list include number one, we'll start here. Number one, 5 dead endangered seahorses found inside an oversized bottle of brandy.
What?
Yeah. 5 dead endangered seahorses found inside an oversized bottle of brandy.
Well, okay then.
Number 2, a replica of a suicide vest. So that'd be a thing with like bombs. So somebody had like a fake bomb vest. This was at a TSA checkpoint where they were trying to get on an airplane. Number 3, a trailer hitch cover shaped like a hand grenade. So a thing that looked like a hand grenade, it goes over a trailer hitch, just, a novelty thing. But somebody thought, I'm going to bring this on an airplane to see what happens. Yeah, bad idea.
Yeah.
Number 5,
bad idea.
a 5-bladed flogger. So like a knife type
flogger?
I don't know. A flogger thing is something you use to flog things. I don't know. Number 5, a Hello Kitty themed gun. Yeah. So somebody's trying to bring a gun on an airplane. They thought, well, it's got Hello Kitty on it. I can get away with that. Now, it's still a gun.
Our daughter tried to take a gun into a traveling White House exhibit. Remember
Well,
that?
it was a cap gun. It was like a toy gun.
Yeah. Well, so was this. A little Hello Kitty gun.
And then the number 6 thing, the weirdest thing on my list here of items that were literally tried to be brought onto an airplane, a movie prop corpse. This is something TSA had to say, yeah, you can't bring that on the
take
airplane.
that on there.
I got a list and the entire story at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news, and I think this is pretty darn good news, Heidi.
Okay.
We always have good stuff, and this is just a really neat story. This is a young man. He's only 6 years young. His name is Ismail, and he's getting a chance to learn to swim thanks to a group in Bosnia. And the thing that's interesting, okay, you're going, hey, a 6-year-old learning how to swim, what's the big deal? Well, this young man was born with no arms.
Oh, holy cow.
And he's got, it says he doesn't have arms, but 6-year-old Ismail is getting a chance to learn to swim thanks to this group in Bosnia. And it's really cool to watch the video. This little guy can go. Holy cow. So there's a fun story, and you can check out the entire video at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And while you're there, you can also see today's Dear John letter. If you missed that earlier in the program, we've got a copy of that on the page there. And then our answers are on there as well. If you have a Dear John letter, the instructions to get the Dear John letter to us for next week are also on that same page. And we'd love to have some really fun ones. And maybe we'll even do 2 next week. If we've got room for them, we'll try to squeeze. I'm just saying, if we get enough, because, I don't want people going, well, I'm not going to send it. They're not going to read mine anyway. Hey, trust me, we're going to try. No matter what, we'll respond to you. And then here's the other thing, and I say this on the page, but I want to make sure you understand. Nobody is going to know it's from you. So like the one that was on there today, it says signed, tired of being dumped on. That's not his username. That's just the name that he signed the thing. And if you sign one that's too close to your username, I'll make up a fake name just so they don't know it's you. Nobody is going to know it's you. So when we post it, we don't put a link to you. We don't have a way for them to get a hold of you. No matter what, you are anonymous, so you don't have to worry about that. See, I think that's important to say.
That is important.
Because you don't want somebody on there, if they're complaining about their job, to go, oh, hey, they put my name on there, and now my boss might read this. So, you can, whatever question you have, and like we did today, I'll try to give a pretty serious answer, and then, Chuckles over here. No guarantee on what she might say. But I can guarantee I know what she's going to say right now. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.